Buksan po natin ang ating mga Biblia sa Titus chapter 2 and verse 4. Titus chapter 2 verse 4. Siguro basahin na natin yung connection nitong verse 4 sa verse 3. Older women are to teach what is good, verse 4, and so train the young women to love their husbands and children. Tayo ay magpapatuloy sa ating pag-aaral patungkol sa plano ng Panginoon Diyos para sa mga nakababatang mga babae. Pag sinabi dito sa Titus chapter 2 verse 4, young women, we are referring to, or the Apostle Paul is referring to women who already have young children. Sila ay may mga asawa, sila ay nasa isang pamilya. We're not talking about little children as in teenagers or little kids. We're talking about young women who have their own children. And gusto ko pong bigyan ng subtitle itong God's Plan for Young Women Part 4 ng How to Love a Passive-Aggressive Husband. For those who have not been with us for the past weeks, tayo ngayon ay nasa chapter 2 ng sulat ni Apostle Paul para kay Titus. And as I mentioned before, itong chapter 2 na ito, particularly verses 1 up to 10, is a very practical section. In this section, Paul writes about God's plan for older men, older women, young men, church leaders, and even slaves. And we're now studying Paul's counsel to young women. Yun yung particular na tinututukan natin ngayon. We're looking at Paul's first counsel to young women, which is to love their husbands. And we've learned that the phrase, love their husbands, means to be affectionate and treat her husband in a loving manner, or consider him to be a dear friend, or even as a best friend. So yan ang ibig sabihin itong love na nakalagay dito sa Titus chapter 2 verse 4. Now we're kind of stuck in that first counsel because I want to address specific issues that many may be struggling with. Maraming mga Kristiyano na mga misis, and that includes those in our church, who may find the command to love their husbands very difficult to obey because they have husbands who are not Christian, or who are passive or domineering or even violent. And they are wondering, how can I be affectionate and consider a dear friend or as a best friend a husband like that? No? Paano ko ibigin yun kung gano'n ang aking mister? As a starter, we learned that according to the Apostle Paul, this kind of love is something that does not come automatically. Nakita natin yan last time. This kind of love needs to be learned. Paul's instruction is clear. Tingnan nyo. Sa Titus chapter 2, verses 3 and 4, nakalagay doon, older women are to teach what is good and so train the young women to love their husbands and children. So very specific, nakalagay dito, so that they can train, and so train. So, etong pag-ibig sa mister, pag-ibig sa anak, at iba pang mga nakalagay dito, ito ay mga bagay na dapat ituro, dapat matrain sila. So, women should be trained in this. Women should train themselves to love their husbands. Young women should train themselves to love their husbands in an affectionate way. Kailangan turuan nila ang kanilang sarili how their husbands can become their dear friends or their best friends. Okay? So yun yung pinapakita dito sa Titus chapter 2 verse 4. It doesn't come automatically. Hindi ito automatic na nangyayari. Na porket ikaw ay Kristiyano, ibig sabihin, kahit na ano pang katayuan ng mister mo, automatic may ibig mo siya. Hindi mo magagawa yun basta-basta. Kailangan mo ng kapangyarihan ng Panginoon at ng grasya ng Panginoon Diyos. Last time, we looked at the first possible situation a Christian wife may be in, and that is, how can she love her husband who is not a Christian? Now, let's look at today's study. Today, I want to look at another problem many wives face, which make it difficult for them to love their husbands. And that is the case of a Christian wife who is married to a man who is passive. He may even be a passive Christian. He does not provide leadership in the home. Whatever the wife asks, the answer she receives is, it's up to you, bahala ka. Whatever you want, ano man ang gusto mo, sige, masusunod. It doesn't matter to me, kahit anong desisyon mo. He is often indecisive, even when he is nicely pressed for an answer, wala pa rin siyang mabigay na desisyon. Although at other times, although he's a Christian, he steadfastly refuses to pray with her or the children, or even have devotional times with them. He does read his Bible and pray, but he does so privately. The husband also fails to lead in avoiding conflicts. He either ignores the problem or walks away, saying little or nothing. He also fails to lead his children when he is home and one of the children is disrespectful to him or the mother. He does not reprove or discipline that child. He lets his wife take whatever disciplinary steps seem appropriate to her. So ayan yung iba't ibang mga sitwasyon na makikita natin when you have a passive husband or father. Now here's how Insight for Living radio Bible teacher Chuck Swindoll describes the passive husband in his article that you'll find in the internet entitled, Passive Men, Wild Women. Pakinggan niyo yung kanyang sinabi. And I quote, "Passive men, wild women. Those words aren't original with me. They came from psychologist Pierre Mornell, who wrote a book that bears that title. The issue that concerned Dr. Mornell is found in Christian marriages just as often as in non-Christian ones." So, it's very important that we take note of this. Itong klaseng sitwasyon na ito, hindi lang natin nakikita sa mga non-Christian homes, they're also found in Christian homes. Pati yung mga kahit na yung mister, mananampalataya pa. Let me continue. It's the problem of the husband who is inactive, inarticulate, lethargic, and withdrawn at home. In his relationship to his wife, he is passive. And his passivity drives her crazy. He's not necessarily incompetent and dull. At work, he may be extremely successful and articulate. And she's not necessarily rebellious and overactive. She may be a good mother, talented and well respected by her peers. At home, however, the husband says in a dozen different ways, "I'm tired, just leave me alone." She makes requests, he ignores them. She gets louder, he retreats further. She adds pressure, he lapses into sullen silence. Ultimately, he withdraws. She goes wild. So, yan ang description ng passive men, wild women. Are you in a situation like that? Now, wives who are married to husbands like that want to find out how they can apply Paul's counsel. Women, love your husbands. They want practical answers. No, it's not enough for them to hear, okay, wives, love your husbands. And how do you do that specifically? Anong dapat gawin? So they want to hear specific answers. Now, when I was researching on this topic, I discovered that there is a worse problem than just having a husband who is passive. There are husbands who, according to psychologists, are passive-aggressive. Kaya yung title natin ngayon How to Love a Passive-Aggressive Husband. Okay, now, let's look at some of the traits of the passive-aggressive husband. And the descriptions I'm about to share with you come from different sources from the internet. Thank God for the internet sometimes. Minsan may malaki matutulo nun. Minsan, of course, you're just one click away from danger. But there are many times, if you know where to click and how to click properly, you land in good websites that can be a great blessing to you. Okay, a passive-aggressive man won't have every single one of these traits, nababanggitin ko, but he'll have many of them. So, maganda na kayo para pakinggan. By the way, you may think, Brad, bakit ba ito pinag-uusapan natin ngayon? Mukhang hindi yata ito relevant para sa akin. As I mentioned, if you're listening to the Word of God, you should always find it relevant. Maybe not to your case now, but the teaching that you will learn may help you in the future. Maybe you're you're not yet married and you're planning to get married and you don't realize na yung pakakasalan mo pala is going to be like this. So at least you're already prepared. Or maybe you have a loved one na ganitong problema and maybe the wife is really maybe contemplating of committing suicide, then say, huwag ka muna magpakamatay. Meron akong ibibigay, i-share sa'yo na counsel na makakatulong sa'yo. So, you still can use this teaching, maybe not for yourself now, but you can use it in the future, or you can use it for other people. And so, I hope that you're going to take notes. If you're ready for that, I hope that you'll listen carefully and take this as something that God can use for your life or even through you as you share this with others. Okay, so tingnan natin itong mga iba't ibang mga traits ng isang tao whom psychologists call passive-aggressive man. Okay, pakinggan nyo. Isa, a passive-aggressive man fosters frustration. Just tell a passive-aggressive man what you want, no matter how small, and he may promise to get it for you. But he won't say when. Makikiusap ka, pwede ba gawin mo to? Okay, sige. Sasabihin niya, oo. Pero hindi niya sasabihin sa iyo kung kailan niya gagawin. Maybe he'll do it deliberately, slowly, or he'll do a substandard work, or he won't comply at all, just to frustrate you. Para inising ka, patatagalin niyang gawin, o kaya gagawin niya sa hindi maayos na paraan, o di kaya hindi na niya itutuloy gawin. Yun nga, para inising ka lang. Yan yung isa. He fosters frustration. Pangalawa, he is a master manipulator. Tawagin ko na lang na PA itong taong ito, no? Para hindi na mahaba yung passive-aggressive. Ang daming syllable. So, PA. The PA man is a master manipulator. He is a genius when it comes to appearing innocent and only having good intentions. And he does this in an attempt to have you believe that he's only acting out with your best interest in mind. He is very talented at getting her to fall for his apologies, accept his excuses, and focus on his charm rather than deal with the issue directly. He blames her for creating the problem and keeps her focused on her anger rather than his own ineptitude. He keeps his partner held hostage by the hope that he will change. He may give in to her and clean up his act after a confrontation for several days, but then it's back to business as usual. So he's a master manipulator. Another, he is fond of making excuses and lying. The PA man reaches as far as he can to fabricate excuses for not fulfilling promises. As a way of withholding information, affirmation, or love, to have power and control over you, the PA man may choose to make up a story rather than give you a straight answer. Another, procrastination. The PA man has a careless attitude towards deadlines. He follows his own time schedule and routine without caring for those who want his work to be done in a different way or at least on time. No, yung manyana habit, mahilig yung tao na yan. Another is selective forgetfulness. The PA man always, quotes, forgets to do something on purpose. For example, if the wife has some request, like for instance, to throw the garbage or fix some dripping faucet or change the fluorescent lamp in the room, when he fails to do it, he simply says, "Oh honey, I'm sorry, I forgot." The husband uses forgetfulness when he wants to avoid an obligation. Another is chronic lateness. Laging nalilate. One of the most infuriating and inconsiderate of all PA traits is his inability to arrive on time. Another is ambiguity. The PA man is a master of mixed messages. When he tells you something, you may still walk away wondering if he actually said yes or no. Nag-usap na kayo. Pero pag alis mo, ano ba ibig sabihin sinabi ng asawa ko? Oo ba o hindi? He will say one thing and do another and then deny ever saying the first thing. He doesn't communicate his needs and wishes in a clear way. He often gives double messages and expects his partner to read his mind and meet his needs, saying, "She should have known how it is." So in-expect niya mind reader yung kanyang asawa. Listen to a conversation that was taken from the movie Moonlighting. Sabi nung woman, "Are you upset?" Kausap niya ata yung mister niya rito. "Are you upset? I mean, it's okay if you are. I mean, I suppose you have a right to be. I just wish you'd tell me." Sabi niya doon sa lalaki. Sagot ng lalaki, "I'm not upset. Hindi ako galit." Woman, "I mean, it's really okay if you are. I mean, I absolutely understand." Sabi ng lalaki, "Hindi ako galit. I'm not upset." Woman, "I mean, I would be very, very upset. May I ask why?" Lalaki, "Why what?" Woman, "Why you're not upset?" Yung man, "Upset about what?" Tingnan niyo yung pag-uusap, ano? Sabihin, "Galit ka ba?" "Anong galit?" "Hindi, kasi alam ko, pagka ganyan ang dinaanan natin, magagalit ka. So, sabihin mo naman sa akin, ba't ka galit?" "Galit tungkol saan?" Yung ganitong problema." "Anong problema?" Yung ganong klaseng pag-uusap. May mga ganyang mister, no? Na paikot-ikot, di mo alam ano ba sinasabi. Hindi ba niya naiintindihan itong sinasabi ko? Na ayaw niyang tumbukin kung ano yung problema. Another is, men feeling victimized. The PA man protests that others unfairly accuse him rather than owning up to his own misdeeds. To remain above reproach, he sets himself up as the apparently helpless, innocent victim of your excessive demands and tirades. Parang sinasabi niya, ikaw na lang lagi tama kasi. Ikaw kasi matalino, ikaw kasi yung graduate na salutatorian o valedictorian o summa cum laude. Ako, ganito lang kasi. Kaya tama, ikaw na lang lagi tama. You see, he's doing that in a manipulative way and he's trying to express that he's victimized by you. Ikaw, babae. Another is sulking. If you confront him about his behavior, he will sulk, pout, withdraw, and use silence or walk completely away, leaving you to deal with the problem alone. O yung pag-usap ninyo, pag-alis niya, nakasimangot. Ibig sabihin ng pouting, tapos yung mabigat na mabigat yung kanyang muka. Another thing regarding passive-aggressive men is they tend to disconnect. The PA man emotionally disconnects. He does this by being very busy with things. He often likes to work on cars or something else that keeps him busy. He typically loves watching TV on the couch. He'll go to work and come back home and be in front of the TV or the computer. Often a wife experiences abandonment. She feels like she's not even married to him, and she feels like she does not even know who her husband is. He's there, but he's also not there. Wives, can you identify? Do you know somebody like this? Men, do you know someone very well like this? So, what do you do in a situation like that? How can women love husbands like that? Passive, aggressive men. Let me just read to you yung frustration na maari nilang ma-experience because of this. Many women want a full partnership where their husbands are at least equally involved and will take their turn assuming the responsibility for leadership. When women want this and do not get it, they may be resentful and feel very angry. Unless they are watchful, their frustration will be shown in a litany of criticism which belittles and demeans their husbands. Increasing amounts of frustration may lead her to consciously or unconsciously train her sons to not be like their father and or to form tight emotional ties with one or more of her children that are not healthy but will satisfy her emotional needs not met in the marriage. This condition twists the life of the child who, instead of being accepted for himself, has to grow up demonstrating certain forms of behavior in an attempt to satisfy both parents. It's a very sad situation. No, nagkakaganon eh. Pagka yung mister, passive, aggressive, pag yung misis, wild, pati mga bata na apektuhan, mamaya yung mga bata kumakampi sa nanay, galit na rin sila sa tatay, o kaya lagi sinasabihan ng nanay yung mga anak, huwag kayong gagaya dyan sa tatay ninyo. And eventually, you have what psychologists call a dysfunctional family. Question, what makes husbands passive? How did this whole pattern come about? Now, I want to shift gears. Yung kanina sabi ng mga psychologists, I want to show you the biblical answer to that. Bakit kaya nagkaganon yung mga lalaki o may mga ganong klaseng mga lalaki? And this comes from Nancy Leigh DeMoss dun sa kanyang librong Lies Women Believe. But this is a biblical answer. Pakinggan niyo ang kanyang sagot. I know of few subjects that are a greater source of frustration to women than passive men. This is not a new struggle. As is of many issues, it all goes back to the Garden of Eden. Sabi ng Genesis chapter 3 verse 6, when the woman saw that the fruit of the tree was good for food, she took some and ate it. She also gave some to her husband who was with her, and he ate it. Alam niyo, yung passage na yan, makikita na natin kaagad ang isang perfect example of a passive husband. That's Adam. This passage evokes a troubling picture in my mind, sabi ni Nancy. The couple is together in the garden. The serpent approaches them, ignores the man, and strikes up a conversation with the woman, fully aware that God has placed her under the authority of her husband and that both of them are under God's authority. God created the man first and gave him the responsibility to lead and feed those under his care. At this point, notice what the woman does not do. She does not acknowledge her husband who is standing by her side. She does not say to the serpent, I'd like for you to meet my husband. She does not turn to her husband and ask, honey, how do you think we should respond? Or, Adam, why don't you tell him what God said to you? She carries on the entire conversation with the serpent as if her husband were not there. Further, when it comes time to make a choice, she takes matter into her hands. She does not consult with her husband on the matter. She does not ask his input or direction. She simply acts. She took some and ate it. No? Kinuha niya yung prutas at kinain. What is Adam doing this whole time? He is doing what a lot of women tell me their husbands do much of the time. Nothing. He doesn't interfere. He doesn't get involved except eat some fruit himself when his wife gives it to him. All of a sudden, we have the first role reversal. God created the man first and gave him the responsibility to lead and feed those under his care. The woman created from the man was made to be a receiver, to respond to the initiative of her husband. Even the psychological differences between men and women express this fundamental difference. But who is leading and feeding in this account? Not the man, but the woman. Who is responding? Not the woman, but the man. Something is wrong with this picture. And ever since, the same thing has been wrong with the sons and daughters of this first couple. The role reversal became the pattern for the way fallen men and women relate to each other. That's the reason why we have passive men and wild women. Now, that's the bad news. Let's now go quickly to the good news, the solution. So again, we want to relate all of this to the question or to Paul's first counsel to young women. Sabi ni Paul, wives or young women, love your husbands. Paano mo gagawin yon ngayon in a very practical way? Okay, here are the things that I've gathered and I've looked at biblical counselors, I've checked some insights from other writers, and I believe that all of this, if pag-iisipan ng mabuti ng mga misis sa ganitong klaseng sitwasyon as I've been describing, I believe magiging malaking tulong ito para sa inyo. Okay, let's look at the first thing. First, understand passive aggression. Yung mga misis, intindihin ninyo na merong ganitong klaseng mga traits. Now, I think that's how psychologists can be of help. Not in the sense that they can give you the source or the reason for your problem or the solution. I think not in that sense. But I think psychologists are very good in describing ano ang itsura ng ganitong klaseng tao. Anong problema nito? Anong mga pinapakita ng kanyang behavior? Diyan sila magaling. Kaya itong isang bagay na kailangan mo ring makita. Parang merong mga tao na, kumbaga, nagmamanifest lagi ng ganito. Now, the only reason why I'm saying this is so that you will not get frustrated. Kasi pagka hindi mo alam na meron palang ganitong klaseng manifestation ng isang tao, parang halos mabaliw ka na, hindi mo na alam, ano gagawin ko dito sa sitwasyong ito? Pero pag naintindihan mo, hindi pala ako nag-iisa. Imagine, for me, makabasa lang ng ganito, na pag tumingin ka sa internet, makita mo, ang dami palang ganitong klase mga lalaki. Meron palang mga libro na sinulat dahil sa ganitong klase mga problema. Pwede ko na makaunselan ngayon ng mga babae, hindi ka nag-iisa. Yang dinadaanan mo, yan dinadaanan din ng maraming mga misis sa buong mundo. At yung iba sa mga lalaking yon, mga Kristiyano pa sila. And so, you start with this, understand, etong itsura nitong ganitong klaseng tao, you cannot remain clear and calm if you don't understand what is happening. If you remain reactive, lagi ka lang nagre-react, hindi mo naiintindihan kung anong sitwasyon mo, you'll be dancing from one encounter to another. Notice what is happening. What does he say that provokes you into snapping back aggressively? Notice these patterns and determine to remain clear about what is happening. Kailangan maintindihan mo, etong ginagawa nito, eto na naman ang manifestation nitong sinful nature na ito. Hindi mo na maitatago yan sa akin kasi alam ko, yan kasalanan. Okay, pero makikita mo na ito pattern na ito nitong taong ito o nitong aking asawa. That's the first. So, understand passive aggression.